Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Spotlight stage. I am so happy you're here. Come on in, right? I know this was going to be a sold out thing after seeing Reggie on stage this morning. So this is going to be awesome. I love what Reggie said this morning about response ability. And what you're going to see in this demonstration and presentation is what I think is response ability, the ability to actually do a lot what we've been talking about with trustworthy AI and ethics and respect and all that, what Reggie has been talking about for years. So as the Vice President of our data ethics practice, please welcome Reggie and Ali Deloney, the Senior Data Scientist. So Reggie, over to you.
Appreciate it. This is so cool. I can actually touch people this is good. So welcome. We have just a few minutes to show a little bit of what we have going on. Like, you all are in the lab right now. But let me tell you why this is important, because quite honestly, if I'm really real with you, we're building something for me. So one of the things that I do for SAS is I chair our AI oversight committee. And what that means is we have a committee of executives inside of the company who are focused on matters related to AI as it relates to everything that we sell, so stuff that's going outbound, as well as things that we procure, things that we buy to use for ourselves. And what we're principally concerned with is risk associated with it, the ethical and proper use, and quite frankly, beneficial impact, right? Now, our committee is certainly unique to SAS, but this is a phenomenon. These kinds of committees or groups are popping up in companies literally around the world right now. And so when I was kind of preparing to come here and just kind of putting some thoughts on paper, it was funny. In one day, I got two different requests. One was to use ChatGPT in an account planning context. So what could go wrong, right? Like, we're going to get all this customer information and just put it in ChatGPT, and who knows, right? Now, in fairness to the team, they weren't going to do that, but you can see the natural urge to do that, right? So that was one. The second was that we got a request to use DeepSeek for some internal workflow. So folks who may not be familiar with DeepSeek, this is a large language model that comes out of China. Highly performant, probably super cool, but there were some concerns from a security standpoint because it just hadn't been used, and it just came on the market and it was turning everything upside down. And so two different requests from two different employees, literally within 2 hours of one another. I said, I could not write this better for my opening remarks. So that happened. Why is that important? Well, this is happening in literally companies around the world, just like ours. And so if you just extrapolated that particular day for me, you would end up over the course of a month having about 40 different AI use cases. And that would just be those that we know about, right? So as I said from the stage a little while ago, 58% of employees are using AI today, and oftentimes they're using publicly available consumer AI products. So that constitutes an issue for those of us like myself who are concerned about making sure that we are adhering to proper practices and remaining compliant with regulatory expectations and those sorts of things. So wouldn't it be cool if folks like me, and again, I told you I'm being real selfish right now, if we had some way of evaluating all of the AI within the enterprise and saying, are we good, right? If we're able to look at all the models, all the AI systems, all the agents, and literally ask the question on a day-to-day basis, because we get up at I'm in Chicago, so it's like Tuesday, 7 a.m., so it's early, I'm already groggy. Like, I just want to know, am I good or am I not, right? And so the premise of this product is, am I good, right? Now, Ali has been spending a tremendous amount of time working on design, and I'm not going to put her on the spot and tell her that it's got to come out any sooner than we're planning on it. but we do want to give you all a sneak peek into what we have going on. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Allie, and she's going to describe a little bit about what we have going on. Tell me when.
When?
All right.
All right. So as Reggie said, we're going to hope to have this released for you all in private preview of Q4. And I want to just give you a glimpse, again, into what we're currently working on from a design perspective. And I'm really excited about that. Good. So this is the view that you will see when you land on the landing page for AI Governance Navigator. Now, the goal here is to help you figure out where are all of my issues so I can address all of those things for all of the AI assets at my organization. We monitor all types of assets, including models, AI systems use cases, as well as your agents. Now, when I look over here in the middle of the dashboard, I see that there are 14 alerts. And I want to see the types of alerts that those are. So here on the right-hand side, we can see the different types of alerts that are affecting our different AI assets. So what I'm going to show you now is if I open up one of my use cases that has an alert, we will navigate to an asset detail page for this use case. And here we can see that this asset has a fairness alert that we are concerned about. Now, I'm assuming here that I'm the AI governance manager of my organization. I'm not the data scientist in this situation. So I wouldn't be the one actually fixing this problem, but I would create a task for a data scientist on my team to go ahead and address this issue. And I can link that alert to this task, so then it's very clear to the data scientist what the alert is. So now we can see that the alert here is associated with that task. And my job as an AI governance manager for this use case is done. So now when I go back home, I am going to look at my next use case that I need to look at, which is this automated resume screening use case. And here I can see that the reason that there's an issue is there are some missing assessments that I need to deal with. And I can see that over here on the right-hand side. And I can also see the different topics of assessments here that are missing as well. If I go to our assessments tab, here I can see for our risk management topic, we have 65 missing fields. Now, I realize that's a lot, and that can be very daunting. So in this situation, I actually have model documentation for this model already that I put together months ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use generative AI to take that model documentation and parse out the information that will likely be able to answer a lot of these questions for me already. So after I select that document, it'll take some time to process, and then it'll take the content from the model documentation and do its best to answer each of these questions. Now, of course, with generative AI, we know that it can hallucinate, so it's really important that we go through each of these questions to approve them individually to make sure that they appropriately answer each question. And as you're going through here to approve each question, there's also this source information here as well to let you know what document it came from and where in the document that information came from, so you can go and validate that information. Then when you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and approve, and this will create an audit trail for you, so you can always see who approved it and when they approved it. Now, of course, there will certainly be information that wasn't included in my model documentation to populate these assessments, so I'll do those manually. And when everything is done for my assessment, we'll see this wonderful green 100%, and the alert automatically clears on its own. So the goal, again, of the AI Governance Navigator is to make it easier for you to figure out all of your AI use cases that have issues so that you can eventually get to a point where when you ask yourself, how are we doing as it relates to AI governance at our organization, we can say, we are good. So, as Reggie mentioned, we are planning to have this available for private preview by the end of the year. And if you are interested in signing up for the private preview, we're going to show a QR code up on the screen after this is done here. And I think we are. Maybe we're not. Well, oh, there it is. Okay, see, I told you. So please sign up for the private preview if you are interested. The other thing that I would say is even if you don't want to sign up for private preview, if you have thoughts, if you have questions, if you have recommendations, things that you liked, things that you didn't like, I'm going to be going to the Trustworthy AI demo booth after this presentation, which is just right around the corner over here. And so if you want to come chat, please do. And again, these at the moment are designs that we are currently working on, and this is in pre-production, but we're excited to work with you and collaborate with you to make this our best product yet. So thank you.
Thank you, Ali. So, I said earlier that I'm being selfish, and I was serious about that, but we're also looking to make governance available to all of our customers as well, and we're very serious about that. Because right now, the issue isn't whether you need AI governance, it's how you're going to implement AI governance, right? Because those who don't implement AI governance will be those that are considered reckless in this new economy, right? So keep in mind that trust is the currency of AI, right? And AI governance helps us to maintain that trust. It gives us a set of frameworks and tools, much of what I talked about on main stage in terms of advisory. So if you want to, kind of get into that conversation, we absolutely can. And then we're trying to supplement, of course, with tool set, which is the stuff that Ali just showed you all. So I appreciate you being on this journey with us. Again, get the QR code if you want to have a conversation afterward at the Trustworthy AI booth. We'll hang out and have a conversation then, okay? Have a great conference. Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Reggie. So who here needs AI governance? After that, everybody's hand should be up, right? But so thank you again, Ali, and to Reggie. So we're going to take a brief break. We're going to get set up for the next one of these. And don't go away, or get yourself some water or coffee and come back. So thank you very much.